Picture this. You are walking through your house, minding your own business. Suddenly you realise it's been a little too quiet. The food bowl is full. The favourite cardboard box is empty. Panic sets in. You start opening closets, shaking the treat bag like a madman, and making those weird P-S-C-P-S noises we all swore we'd never do. Finally, you get down on your hands and knees, peek under the bed, and there they are. Two glowing eyes staring back at you from the darkest corner, judging your very existence. Sound familiar? Think your cat is doing this just to spite you? Or maybe you think your fluffy friend has simply broken down and needs a reboot. Welcome back, fellow cat parents. Today, we are uncovering the ultimate feline mystery, what your cat is really telling you when they turn into a dust bunny and hide under your bed. I promise by the end of this video, you will know exactly what is going on in that mysterious little head. Tell me in the comments right now, what is the weirdest place your little hooligan has ever hidden? Let's get into it. Before we dive into the specific reasons, we need to talk about who your cat actually is. Look at that adorable face, those soft little toe beans, that cute pink nose. It's hard to believe, but inside that tiny, fluffy body beats the heart of a wild, apex predator. But here is the crazy twist of nature. Cats are not just predators. In the wild, they are also prey for larger animals. This dual identity shapes their entire worldview. Because of their wild ancestry, your cat's brain is hardwired to constantly scan the environment for both a tasty snack and a sudden threat. In the wild, a small cave or a hollow log is the ultimate jackpot. It provides a roof over their head to protect from flying predators, walls to protect their sides, and a single, easily defendable entrance. Your modern apartment might not have hollow logs, but you know what it does have. A bed. To your cat, the space under your bed is the perfect custom-built survival bunker. It is their safe room, their hunting blind, and their royal chamber all rolled into one. So when they slide under there, they are just answering the call of the wild. But the specific trigger? Well, that is where things get really interesting. Let's start with the most common scenario, the stranger danger protocol. Has this ever happened to you? The doorbell rings. It is just your friends coming over for a movie night, maybe ordering some pizza. But to your cat, that doorbell is the alarm sounding the start of an alien invasion. Before you can even turn the doorknob, your furry roommate has turned into a blur, drifting around the hallway corner and vanishing straight under your mattress. Why do they do this? Cats are incredibly territorial creatures. They know exactly who belongs in their kingdom and who does not. When a loud, unfamiliar human steps into their house, bringing strange, offensive smells from the outside world, your cat's wild instincts kick in immediately. They don't know if your friend Dave is here to give them treats or turn them into a snack. Under the bed, they are completely protected from above, and they have a perfect vantage point to watch the human's feet. From this safe bunker, they can evaluate the situation. Are these intruders loud? Are they making sudden movements? Letting them hide is crucial. Do not drag them out to say hello. Let them be the invisible guardians of the bedroom until they feel brave enough to emerge on their own terms. Now let's talk about the invisible enemy, the sensory overload. We humans are pretty blind and deaf compared to our feline overlords. A cat's hearing is basically a biological superpower. They can hear frequencies far beyond human capability, like a mouse rustling in the walls, or a bug walking on the carpet. So, imagine what a thunderstorm, a barrage of New Year's Eve fireworks, or even just some heavy construction outside sounds like to them. It is absolutely deafening and terrifying when the world gets too loud. The space under your bed acts as the ultimate acoustic shield. The heavy mattress above them absorbs a lot of the sound waves, and the tight, enclosed space makes them feel physically grounded when the world literally feels like it's shaking. If you notice your cat sprinting under the bed during a storm, they are just trying to turn the volume down on the universe. The best thing you can do is close the blinds, maybe turn on some soft, classical music or white noise, and just leave them be. They aren't being cowards, they are just managing a sensory assault that we cannot even begin to comprehend. What about when the hiding turns deadly? For your ankles? Ah, yes, the ultimate hunting blind. Have you ever been innocently walking to the bathroom at midnight, only to have a set of razor-sharp murder mittens dart out from under the bed, grab your ankle, and disappear back into the shadows? Congratulations, you have just been hunted. As we mentioned, cats are ambush predators. They do not run down their prey like wolves. They hide, they wait, they wiggle their little butts, and they strike. The dark void under your bed provides the absolute perfect canopy for an ambush. Your cat can see out into the bright room, but because it's dark under the bed, you cannot see them. It is tactical perfection. When they do this, they are engaging their natural play sequence. They are bored, they have built up energy, and your fluffy slippers look exactly like a slow-moving gazelle. While it's hilarious, it can also hurt. If your cat is using the bed as a sniper nest for your toes, it means you need to increase their interactive playtime during the day. Tire them out with a feather wand so they don't treat your feet like tonight's dinner. Let's move on to something more practical. The feline thermostat. Cats are notorious for seeking out the absolute best temperatures in the house. We've all seen them sleeping in a square of sunlight on the rug. But did you know the space under your bed is an incredible temperature regulator? During the sweltering heat of the summer, the area under the bed is usually completely shaded and often features cool hardwood or tile floors. Lying flat on a cool surface helps them drop their body temperature and avoid overheating. Conversely, in the winter, the under-bed area traps heat coming up from the floor and it's protected from cold drafts from the windows. Plus, let's be honest, all those dust bunnies probably provide some excellent insulation. If your cat randomly starts spending hot July afternoons under the guest bed, they aren't necessarily stressed or scared. They have just figured out that you don't want to pay to run the air conditioning all day, and they've found the best natural chill zone in the house. They are basically treating your bed like a giant, comfortable umbrella. Here is a reason we can all relate to: the leave me alone nap zone. Let's face it, being a cat is exhausting. You have to groom yourself for 3 hours, yell at the birds outside the window, and demand food that you won't even eat. Cats need a lot of sleep, up to 16 hours a day. But not all sleep is created equal. While they might doze on the sofa next to you, they often keep one ear swiveled toward your voice. To get deep, restorative REM sleep, they need to know they won't be bothered. Under the bed is the VIP lounge of sleep. It tells the household, "The office is closed. Do not poke my toe beans. Do not kiss my forehead." They know that we humans are lazy and usually won't crawl on the floor just to bother them. If you constantly drag your cat out from under the bed when they are just trying to sleep, you will end up with a very cranky, sleep-deprived roommate. Respect the nap zone. When the cat is under the bed, treat it like a do not disturb sign on a hotel room door. They will come out when they are fully recharged and ready to cause chaos again. Now let's bust a massive myth, the "I did something bad" hideout. You come home from work and your favourite expensive vase is smashed on the floor. You call for your cat, but they are glued to the floorboards deep under the bed. Aha! They feel guilty, right? Wrong. Science has shown that cats do not feel complex moral guilt like humans do. They don't sit under the bed thinking, "Oh no, I have disappointed my mother by breaking her ceramic flamingo." What they actually feel is fear, and they are reacting to you. Cats are masters of reading human body language and vocal tones. When you walk into a room, gasp, stomp your feet, and yell, "What did you do?" your cat instantly reads your energy. They see a giant, angry predator acting erratically. They don't connect your anger to the vase they knocked over 2 hours ago. They just know that you are currently terrifying. So, they run for the bunker. Hiding in this context is a response to environmental tension. If you want them to come out, you have to calm down, lower your voice, and clean up the mess without sighing aggressively. They are waiting for the storm, meaning you to pass. This next block is the most important one in the entire video. Pay close attention to the medical red flag. If your normally social, cuddly cat suddenly starts spending all day under the bed, it is time to worry. In the wild, showing weakness or pain is a death sentence. A sick animal is an easy target for larger predators. Therefore, a cat's instinct when they feel ill or are in physical pain is to hide in the deepest, darkest, most inaccessible spot they can find. They are trying to protect themselves while their body heals. If your cat is hiding and also refusing to eat, ignoring their favourite treats, failing to use the litter box, or showing extreme lethargy, this is not a drill. This is not them being quirky or shy. It is a massive neon sign saying, "Take me to the vet right now." Conditions like urinary tract infections, kidney issues, dental pain, or extreme stomach distress will almost always cause a cat to retreat under the bed. As a cat parent, you must know your cat's baseline behaviour. An abrupt shift from life of the party to underbed hermit warrants an immediate phone call to your veterinarian. Do not wait for them to snap out of it. Moving on to a much lighter note, welcome to the dragon's lair. Have you ever finally decided to clean under your bed, shoved the vacuum under there, and heard a terrifying rattling noise? You pull the bed away from the wall and discover an absolute treasure trove. 42 hair ties, 3 of your missing socks, 5 milk jug rings, a plastic spoon, and a toy mouse that has seen better days. Your cat isn't just hiding under the bed. They are hoarding. To your cat, the space under the bed is their personal vault. When they kill a toy or steal your hair tie, their instinct tells them to bring their prize back to a safe location so no one else can steal it. It is exactly like a dragon sleeping on a pile of gold. Hiding under the bed in this scenario is actually a sign of pride and ownership. They are enjoying their loot in the privacy of their own mansion. If you catch them dragging your favourite t-shirt under the box spring, don't be mad. Be flattered. They consider your scent to be part of their valuable treasure. Just maybe make a habit of checking the dragon's lair before you buy a whole new pack of hair ties. Let's talk about the absolute nightmare that is new environment anxiety. You just moved to a new apartment. You unpack the cat carrier, open the door, and expect your cat to joyfully explore their new kingdom. Instead, they army crawl out of the box and shoot straight under the nearest bed, refusing to emerge for 2 days. This is completely normal feline behaviour. To a cat, a new house is terrifying. It smells like strange chemicals, old carpets, and unknown humans. Their entire map of the world has been erased. The space under your bed is the one place that offers immediate physical security. More importantly, your mattress and your bed frame smell heavily of you. It is the only anchor of familiarity in a sea of unknown terrors. When a cat hides after a move, they are setting up a base camp. From this secure bunker, they will slowly begin to map the new territory, usually under the cover of darkness while you sleep. The worst thing you can do is pull them out to show them around. Put their food, water and litter box near the bed. Speak softly and let them conquer their new world 1 square foot at a time. A very similar scenario is the turf war bunker, introducing a new pet. You thought your cat was lonely, so you brought home a bouncy little puppy or a chaotic new kitten. You expected instant friendship and cuddles. Instead, your resident cat took one look at the intruder, hissed like a deflating tyre, and moved permanently under your bed. In the cat world, adding a new animal is a major security breach. The new pet is an unpredictable element that smells weird, moves weirdly, and doesn't know the house rules. By retreating under the bed, your cat is establishing a fortified perimeter. A dog can't easily fit under there, and a clumsy new kitten can easily be batted away from a defensive position. It is the tactical high ground just in reverse. Your cat is telling you that they are overwhelmed and not ready for a face-to-face confrontation. This is why proper, slow introductions using a closed door and scent swapping are so critical. If your cat is living under the bed because of a new pet, you have moved too fast. You need to dial it back, give the resident cat their safe space, and rebuild their confidence slowly. Now we must discuss the ultimate betrayal, post-vet trauma. You wrestled them into the carrier. You subjected them to the car ride of doom. You let a stranger in a white coat poke them, prod them, and take their temperature in places we won't mention. When you finally get home and open the carrier, they don't even look at you. They just bolt directly under the bed. This is the classic post-vet sulk. They are stressed. They might be feeling a bit woozy from vaccines or medication, and frankly, they are extremely suspicious of you. They smell like the sterile clinic, and they feel incredibly vulnerable. Hiding under the bed is their way of hitting the reset button. They need a dark, quiet place to groom the vet smell off their fur and re-establish their own scent. They also want to make absolutely sure you aren't going to pull out that plastic carrier of despair again. Give them time. Bring a few high-value treats and leave them near the edge of the bed as a peace offering. Don't force apologies. Let them groom, sleep off the stress, and realise that they are finally safe back in their own territory. Let's explore a very funny phenomenon. The zoomies cool-down base. We all know the 3 a.m. zoomies. Your cat suddenly becomes possessed by the spirits of their wild ancestors. They sprint down the hallway, bounce off the living room sofa, parkour off your chest while you sleep, and drift around the kitchen island. But where does the marathon always end? Almost invariably, they dive straight under the bed with wide, dilated eyes. This isn't fear. This is the adrenaline crash. In the wild, a burst of intense physical energy, like hunting or escaping a predator, is followed by an immediate need to hide and recover. Their heart rate is through the roof, and their senses are dialed up to 11. Diving under the bed is the equivalent of a football player heading to the locker room after a crazy touchdown. It is the designated cool-down zone. If you peek under there, you will probably see their tail twitching wildly and their eyes looking like saucers. Do not stick your hand under there unless you want it shredded. They are overstimulated and need the dark enclosure to bring their heart rate back down to normal. Another sneaky reason your cat might become a bed dweller is routine disruption. Cats are essentially little autistic creatures when it comes to schedules. They thrive on absolute, unbreakable routine. They know exactly when the sun hits the rug, when the automatic feeder goes off, and when you are supposed to wake up. So, what happens when you get a new job and start leaving the house 2 hours earlier? Or when daylight savings time messes up their entire biological clock? Or, heaven forbid, you decide to rearrange the living room furniture? They get highly stressed. When the outside world stops making sense, cats retreat to the one place that never changes, under the bed. The bed is a constant. It always smells the same, it's always in the same spot, and the lighting is always perfectly dim. If there have been no loud noises, no guests, and no vet trips, but your cat is hiding, look at your own schedule. Have you changed something? Be patient with them. Try to stick to consistent feeding and playtimes to reassure them that even though the sofa is now by the window, the basic rules of survival in your house remain firmly intact. Here is a biological drive you might not have considered: the perfect maternity ward. If you have an unspayed female cat and she suddenly starts spending all her time under the bed, scratching at the carpet and dragging soft items like your shirts or blankets under there, she might be preparing to have kittens. Pregnant cats are driven by a fierce instinct to find a dark, warm, hidden, and easily defendable nest for their vulnerable babies. Even if your female cat is spayed, some cats can experience false pregnancies or simply retain that deep-seated nesting instinct. They want a cozy den. The space under your bed provides the perfect architectural requirements for a maternity ward. It is secluded from the hustle and bustle of the house, keeping the imaginary kittens safe. If you see this nesting behaviour, consider giving her a safe alternative. Get a cardboard box, line it with soft fleece blankets, and place it in a quiet closet. But honestly, if she has chosen the underbed area, you might just have to accept that your bedroom is now the designated nursery. Just make sure the space is clean and safe for her. Did you know your cleaning habits could be driving your cat under the bed? Welcome to scent overwhelm. Cats have around 200 million scent receptors in their nasal cavity, compared to our measly 5 million. Their sense of smell is their primary way of understanding the world. So imagine you decide to spring clean. You break out the lemon-scented bleach, the pine floor cleaner, and you light a strong lavender candle for good measure. To you, the house smells fresh and clean. To your cat, it is a chemical warfare zone. Strong citrus, pine, eucalyptus, and harsh cleaning chemicals are physically painful for cats to smell. It burns their sensitive noses and overwrites all the comforting, familiar scents they have carefully rubbed onto the furniture. When the air becomes toxic to their senses, they retreat to the one place you probably didn't spray with lemon polish, deep under the bed. The mattress acts as a filter, and the dusty, familiar smell of the floorboards brings them relief. If your cat hides every time you mop, it's time to switch to pet-safe, unscented cleaning products. Your home doesn't need to smell like an artificial pine forest. Let's talk about a behaviour that confuses so many cat owners: overstimulation from petting. You are having a lovely cuddle session on the couch. Your cat is purring like a rusty engine. You stroke their back once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th stroke, the purring stops. Their tail does a sharp flick. Suddenly, they bite your hand, launch off your lap, and sprint directly under the bed. What just happened? Did they suddenly hate you? No. This is called petting-induced overstimulation. Cat hair follicles are incredibly sensitive. While gentle petting feels good at first, it can quickly become overwhelming, like a tickle that turns into pain. When they reach the absolute sensory limit, their brain switches from cuddle mode to fight or flight in a split second. The bite was the warning, and the retreat under the bed is their way of saying, "I need a time out to decompress." Do not follow them under the bed to scold them or try to make up with more pets. That is the worst thing you can do. Let them sit in the dark and reset their nervous system. Next time, watch for the tail flick and stop petting before the timer goes off. As our fluffy friends get older, their hiding habits can change. This brings us to age-related hiding. If you have a senior cat, say 12 years or older, you might notice them spending significantly more time under the bed than they used to. This isn't just them being grumpy old men and women. As cats age, their senses begin to dull. Their hearing isn't as sharp, their vision might get cloudy, and most importantly, they often develop osteoarthritis. When their joints ache, jumping up on high cat trees or navigating a busy living room becomes painful and exhausting. They feel more vulnerable because they know they can't run away or defend themselves like they used to. The space under the bed offers a flat, easily accessible ground-level retreat where they don't have to jump or climb. It is the ultimate quiet retirement home. If your senior cat is doing this, ensure they have soft, orthopedic bedding under there to support their aching joints. And of course, consult your vet about pain management. A little arthritis medication can sometimes bring your social butterfly back out from under the mattress. We cannot make a video about cats hiding under beds without dedicating a whole section to the ultimate nemesis, the vacuum cleaner. To a cat, a vacuum cleaner is not a household appliance. It is a loud, roaring, unpredictable, dirt-eating monster that you, their trusted human, periodically drag out of the closet to terrorize the living room. The noise level of a vacuum is terrifying to their sensitive ears, but it's also the erratic movement. You push it forward, pull it back, and shove it into corners. To a prey animal, erratic movement signifies a dangerous predator. The moment they hear the closet door open and see the cord unravel, the protocol is initiated. Abandon ship and head for the bunker. The bed is usually the only piece of furniture heavy enough and low enough that the vacuum monster cannot easily fit underneath. It is their fortress against the apocalypse. Don't be that mean owner who lifts the bed skirt and shoves the vacuum attachment under there while the cat is hiding. Clean around them and save the underbed vacuuming for a time when they are eating in the kitchen or safely locked in another room. So, we've covered the why. Now we need to talk about the how. Specifically, how you should react. I am going to tell you the absolute biggest mistake cat parents make, pulling them out by force, unless there is a fire, a literal emergency, or you have to urgently get them to the vet for a life-saving appointment. Never drag your cat out from under the bed. When you reach into their safe zone, grab their legs and drag them across the carpet, you are completely destroying their trust in you. You are invading the one place they thought was secure. This will only make them more anxious and cause them to find a new, even harder to reach hiding spot next time, like inside the box spring or behind the washing machine. Instead, you have to use feline psychology. Sit near the bed, read a book out loud, in a soft voice so they get used to your presence, and leave a trail of high-value smelly treats like tuna or roasted chicken near the edge. Let them make the choice to emerge. Patience is not just a virtue with cats, it is the absolute law. Finally, let's talk about how to make it safe and provide alternatives. Since we know hiding is a natural, necessary behaviour for cats, our goal shouldn't be to stop them from hiding, but to give them better options. First, make sure the space under your bed is actually safe. Remove toxic items, plastic bags, or small things they could choke on. If your box spring has a torn bottom, staple it up so they don't crawl inside and get trapped among the springs. But better yet, create alternative caves around the house. Cats love vertical space, providing closed cat condos, covered beds, or even just simple cardboard boxes placed on sturdy shelves or top of dressers. A cat will often choose a high-up hiding spot over the floor if it offers the same level of enclosure, because being high up gives them a better vantage point. By scattering cosy dark tunnels and covered beds throughout your home, you can redirect their ninja behaviour. They will still get the security they crave, but you won't have to ruin your knees crawling on the floor with a flashlight to say goodnight to them. And there you have it, fellow cat servants. Now you know exactly what is going on in that mysterious, fluffy head of theirs. Whether they are escaping the terror of the vacuum cleaner, regulating their body temperature, hoarding your favourite socks, or dealing with the stress of a loud house, your cat isn't doing it to be annoying. They are just following millions of years of brilliant survival instincts. They hide because they are smart. Remember, unless you suspect they are sick or injured, the best thing you can do is respect their boundaries, give them a quiet space and let them emerge when they are ready to grace you with their royal presence again. Despite all their weird quirks and midnight shenanigans, we wouldn't trade our furry little dictators for anything in the world. If you learned something new today and finally understand your cat's secret language, please hit that like button. It helps us out a ton. Share this video with another cat parent who is constantly looking under the bed, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome feline psychology and cat care tips. Before you go, answer me this in the comments. What is the absolute weirdest item your cat has ever hoarded under your bed? I can't wait to read your stories. Until next time, give your kitty some extra treats from me, once they come out of hiding, of course.